Now, the CBI is widening its probe in the NEET investigation. 2 more arrests have been made from Hazaribagh in Jharkhand today. Ehsanul Haq and Imtiaz have been arrested from Hazaribagh. The principal of OSS school in Hazaribagh has also been arrested. This arrest happened earlier. Haq worked as the city coordinator for Hazaribagh school, and vice president of the school, Imtiaz, has also been arrested. Now, the accused Imtiaz was present in the van when the question papers were taken from SBI office to the school. Delhi police has also filed an FIR against NSUI National President Varun Chaudhary for protesting at NTA's office yesterday. Remember, they had stormed the NTA office. Meanwhile, chaotic scenes in both houses of parliament today as opposition members demanded a discussion on the NEET issue happened. Now, leader of opposition in the Lok Sabha, Rahul Gandhi, urged the Prime Minister Narendra Modi to hold respectful and constructive discussion in the parliament on the issue of the alleged irregularities in the conduct of the National Eligibility Cum Entrance Test exam as it concerns the country's youth. The BJP members have countered the opposition, saying that the discussion on the motion of thanks on the President's address will take place first, but the opposition MPs were unrelenting and were pressing for the discussion on NEET. Then, after laying of papers, the Speaker adjourned the House. Same unruly scenes are seen in the upper house as well. Is the opposition's real intent to hold a constructive debate on the sensitive issue affecting lakhs of students, or are they hell-bent on blocking the House proceedings? That's the big question we'll be taking up tonight. But as we said, the focus also has been on the charges that have been hurled at the government as far as the entire parliament is concerned. We'll in fact be deep diving into what the charge has been from the Congress party. But let's bring you what the glimpses have been like.
आप चर्चा से भागते हो, सरकार अपना पक्ष रखने के लिए प्रस्तुत है, तो कंफ्यूजन किस बात की है?
We are ready for a debate. We want a debate, and we don't want to fight with the government. We want to place our views on the table.
The government has already taken the decision and order for a CBI inquiry.
मुझे नहीं लगता कि सरकार भी इसमें कोई उसको कुछ छुपाने की कोशिश कर रही है। सीबीआई की जांच का आदेश हो चुका है।
Alright, so will there be any meaty discussion in the parliament, or will there be more adjournments ahead? That's the big question we are posing tonight. And let me introduce our esteemed panelists today. I'm joined by Sanjeev Verma, who's the national spokesperson for the Bharatiya Janata Party, Pooja Tripathi, who's a spokesperson for the Congress Party, Abhishek Sudhir, who's a political analyst. He's also backing the NTA, I'm told. Mr. Vivek Thakur, who's a founder of Scholars Den. Many thanks to you, ladies and gentlemen, for joining in. Sanjay, if I could begin with you, the big charge coming in from the Congress party today was that the mics of both the leader of opposition, in fact, Mr. Kharge and Mr. Gandhi, were turned off. Why is the government so adamant and unrelenting on a discussion on NEET?
Akanksha, thank you for having me. First and foremost, you know, there's an echo.
All right, I'm going to request my team, in fact, to look into that, but I'll urge you to go ahead with whatever you want to say.
Okay. So, Akanksha, the first point is this. Dharmendra Pradhan, not once, not twice, but on half a dozen occasions has categorically said that yes, what happened should not have happened. But now that it has happened, is the government willing to fix and ensure that accountability is indeed something that needs to be fixed? The answer is yes. Is the government going about it in a transparent manner rather than obfuscating the entire issue and trying to shove things under the carpet? No. Dharmendra Pradhan said that yes, there have been many irregularities and lapses by the NTA and we need to resolve this. And purely because of that, the ex-NTA head honcho was replaced by a new gentleman called Pradeep Singh Kharula. So first point is this, accountability has been fixed. There is a new gentleman at the helm of affairs at the NTA called Pradeep Singh Kharula, a senior IAS officer. The second point is this, that on the 20th of June 2024, barely a few days back, the CBI swung into action and is now conducting a thorough probe into NEET and NET UG exams as well. Point number 3, on the 22nd of June 2024, a full-fledged committee consisting of the ex-chairman of ISRO, Mr. K. Radhakrishnan,
Yes.
has been formed so that all stakeholders can be taken on board. Every stakeholder, his or her concerns can be addressed, and a solution which is not transient but permanent can be found as to how competitive entrance exams can be made transparent without compromising anybody's interest. So, like I said, a CBI probe, a high-powered committee which has been formed, removing the ex-head of NTA, getting in a new gentleman who should be able to move things onto a better trajectory. All these things have been done. The more important point is this. I will just end by saying one thing. It is because today you have Narendra Modi as the Prime Minister at the helm. It is because you have an education minister in Dharmendra Pradhan. It is because you have Modi 3.0 in the Satta Ki Gaddi that you and me are still sitting here and discussing things like accountability and transparency. Had this been a Congress government like was the case in 2006, when the law exam was cancelled.
But Sanju, I want you to address a more serious charge that's been heard by the Grand Old Party today. That is that the opposition voice is being muffled. They're saying that the mics of both the leaders of opposition were turned off, and that's a huge charge, in fact.
Let's be very clear, Akanksha. The presiding officer of the Lok Sabha is the speaker. He has ample powers under Article 94, 95 and 96 of the Constitution to ensure that the proceedings of the House are conducted smoothly without any aberrations. And if for 2 minutes or 20 seconds somebody's mic is put off to ensure that the larger point is not lost in terms of having a full-fledged discussion, so be it. And in the Rajya Sabha, I saw myself, the proceedings were telecast. Jagdeep Dhankhar, who's the presiding officer in the Rajya Sabha, he categorically told the likes of Sagarika Ghosh, the likes of Priyanka Chaturvedi, who were jumping into the well of the House and, trying to shout down the chair.
But Sanju, the question is also being asked, who was raising the ruckus today at the well of the House?
The ruckus was being raised by the opposition because, like always, whether it was Pegasus, whether it was the Ram Mandir issue, whether it was the Central Vista issue, whether it was the farm bills, the opposition has never cared for serious discussion. They want to shoot and spoot, make allegations, then run away. Even the no confidence motion, Akanksha, do you remember? August 8th and 9th, we had a full-fledged discussion. Gaurav Gogoi moved the no confidence motion saying, we want a discussion on Manipur. The moment Prime Minister started to speak on Manipur, from Kharge to Rahul Gandhi to everybody, including Gaurav Gogoi, they walked out of the House.
All right.
Serious discussion nahi chahiye. They only want to do drama.
All right. Thank you for, in fact, combating all those questions that I have posed right now. Pooja Tripathi, why not respect the decorum of the House, A, and wait for the motion of thanks? You will be given 4.5 hours. Why is that calling for further adjournments?
Akansha, the paper leak came into the results came out on 4th of June, and from 4th of June, there have been multiple inconsistencies, the multiple leveled allegations, and every day a new thing crops up somewhere in Bihar, somewhere in Godhra. 24 lakh students are out on streets. There are 1160 petitions all over the country, including 119 Supreme Court itself, and we are looking at 24 days of protest. And government, and when Rahul Gandhi very categorically, very, very humbly asked for a constructive discussion on NEET. When Mr. Mallikarjun Kharge, he passed a resolution saying unprecedented paper leak. This is unprecedented.
But do you realize, Pooja Tripathi, you've already wasted 1 day. You've already wasted 1 day. And what happens then to the very own issues of Manipur? What happens to, in fact, the powers that you've been questioning about the central agencies? What about those issues?
The power of opposition is the power of student protest, is the power of people coming out on streets that Mr. Dhankhar.
Which is why it is equally important that you behave pragmatically. It is after 10 years that you have an LOP. Respect the time of the parliament.
He was saying that the examination system is foolproof. 8 days later, he comes out and takes a press conference saying he's taken moral responsibility. What is a moral responsibility? We don't want to have any water. What action have you taken on NTA? Why is NTA Chairman Pradeep Joshi still assuming power, still in his office, when Pradeep Joshi's career is marred with controversies, is marred with paper leak allegations. No, you will not touch Pradeep Joshi because he's an RSS man. And that's what we are saying. When you go for votes for the 25.4 crore youths.
Let's not talk about RSS and BJP because this is not a partisan issue. This is the question of the fate of 24 lakh students.
When Rahul Gandhi asked for constructive criticism, he urged Pradhan Mantri ji, he urged the members in government to have let's give a resolution to the youth of the country who for 24 days are looking up to the government, looking up to the parliament.
All right, I have my other panelists who've been awaiting their turn very patiently, and before I go to Vivek Thakur, I'll give 30 seconds to Sanju, in fact, to make a quick point. Sanju, please.
You know, currently the man who's running NTA is Pradeep Singh Kharola, a 1985 Karnataka cadre IAS officer. Mechanical engineering, he studied from Indore in 1982. So he's not somebody who's uneducated, not somebody who does not understand the nuances of this entire thing. Point number one. Point number two, I just have this to say. If you want a serious discussion, it has to be done while maintaining decorum in the house. You cannot have this my way or the highway attitude. You have to understand that Om Birla knows his job, and he has categorically said, be it Rule 256, Rule 272, Rule 377 of the Lok Sabha, we will allow the opposition enough time, but you have to understand that every member has to be given time to put forth his or her viewpoints.
All right, you made your point. Vivek Thakur, I'd like to bring you in.
The highway attitude. Rahul Gandhi can't have the my way or the highway attitude. Get that loud and clear.
Okay. All right. Vivek Thakur, let's also listen in from what the scholars, in fact, and the academicians have to say. Vivek, you know, when you talk about the institutional irregularities, the greater standardization of education, you know, there's a lot more than what meets the eye over here, because we are not just talking about busting the education mafia. Where and how can these, you know, issues in fact be addressed? Can it just become or be left to becoming a partisan issue in the parliament?
See, there are many things which need to be done from the political dispensation, and all this hue and cry and scoring some brownie points, Congress over BJP and BJP over Congress, it's been going on for days now. And both these parties and the leading leaders, they just forget that the results were declared on 4th of June. And it's only because of the teachers and students of this country that this leak has come to the light. Because if you see the timeline, Akansha, on 4th of May, Patna police received a tip-off from Hazaribagh that there is some leak being planned. And on 5th of May, a FIR was registered in Shastrinagar police station of Patna. Since 6th of May, the kingpin, Sanjeev Mukhya, is absconding. He is missing from his duty. And he has also filed an anticipatory bail in the court. Whereas the whole system, the police and the bureaucracy and the government and education minister, everyone is sleeping. See how ridiculous it is that on 13th of June, results were out on 4th of June, and on 13th of June, respected education minister and belonging to party of Sanjuji, he gave a clean sheet to NTA without any investigation. On 22nd of June, CBI probe was ordered. And today we are sitting on 20th of June. The exam has not been even cancelled till date. The
Sanju, that is where the accountability. Just a second. Sanju, you have to answer that. There's been a series of flip-flops, which is what is currently making the government stand in the dock. The prime most, question that's being raised is that if the UGC NET papers could be cancelled, why not hold that for the NEET papers as well? And remember, it is a question of 24 lakh students, and these are the flip-flops that are now being put to question as far as the government is concerned. And I know that it's not just about the BJP government, it goes all the way back to the UPA, something I'm going to take up with Pooja as well, but please go ahead.
I did not want to make this about any one individual. Vivek Thakur runs Scholars Den, a coaching center out of Moradabad in Uttar Pradesh. And I think that one of the biggest stakeholders in this, government ko kya karna, government karegi. मैंने पहले ही कहा, government's accountability needs to be fixed, and we will ensure what happened does not happen again. Be it 24 lakh students or 24,000 students, the number does not matter. There should be a protocol in place. But I also think coaching centers have done a disgraceful job. Coaching centers have given tall promises, built flaky castles in the air. I'm not talking about Vivek Thakur, but I'm talking about the general credibility.
Let her finish. Vivek, I will give you time to come up with a rebuttal. Let her finish. Yes. Vivek, I will give you time to finish. Please go ahead.
I repeat, I'm not talking about Vivek Thakur, but I repeat, Vivek Thakur runs a coaching center. He needs to listen this. There are many people out there who run coaching centers.
And coaching centers, I agree, have an equally important responsibility. It's all part of the mafia.
Akansha, let me just finish, Akansha. Just 20. Akansha, you have to ask this guy to keep quiet.
Please, let her finish. I will let you.
Vivek Thakur, do not get rattled. I will have my say. You cannot put my voice down.
Yes, Sanju, complete.
Coaching centers, most of them are doing a disgraceful job in terms of being fly-by-night operators. They played with the lives of students, and I think that is something which is known to everybody. Ask parents, ask, uncles and aunties who have nephews, nieces, sons, daughters, जिन्होंने कहा है कि coaching centers ने हमें बर्बाद कर दिया. Now to the main point. The main point is this. Have there been flip-flops? Yes. Could they have been avoided? Yes. But right now, is there any government in post-independent India's history which has addressed the elephant in the room? Yes. The answer is Modi government. Is there any government which has taken the bull by the horns? The answer is yes, the Modi government. We have ensured that the NET UG was cancelled because the problem was broader in nature. For the NEET exam, there were 1,563 students who were given grace marks, and the Supreme Court said either their old marks will be considered or you give them the option of a re-examination. If those 1,563 students opted for a re-examination,
why cancel the UGC NET exam, Sanju?
Why cancel the Modi government?
Why cancel the UGC NET paper?
Akansha, let us be very clear.
Why such an imbalanced approach?
Can I finish, Akansha? You asked me a question.
I'm running short of time, Sanju. I have to take a question from Abhishek.
So let me finish now. Please, Akansha, bear with me for 15 seconds.
Okay.
In the NEET exam, there were two problems. 67 students all got full marks, 720 out of 720, and this was brought to the notice of the Supreme Court. It said this is next to impossible. And Supreme Court was told that 1,563 students were given grace marks. And Supreme Court said, ये भी गलत है, या तो इनको कहिए re-examination, या इनको अपने पुराने marks दीजिए. They opted for a re-exam. NET UG, we were told that the paper leakage was of an endemic nature, and the best thing that the NTA could have done was to cancel the exams so that no interest was compromised.
Okay.
And that indeed was done.
Let me now bring in Abhishek Sudhir. Abhishek Sudhir, the Radhakrishnan committee is being talked about. At the same time, the contrast is being drawn with what the Rajan committee in Tamil Nadu had to say. They've in fact gone on to question the whole centralization of education, considering all those boards and how diversified Indian education system is, keeping how in fact public examinations are not conducted in various other foreign countries. They go by how the students perform in their school examinations. What is your take when it comes to centralizing public examinations, something in fact that was also questioned by the Supreme Court way back in the year 2013, where they in fact put a stay on the implementation suggestion that had come in from the UPA government back then?
Yeah, well, look, at the end of the day, if you're talking about centralization and decentralization, let's look at the case of Tamil Nadu. States like Karnataka, states like Andhra Pradesh are all moving towards CBSE. So I think uniformity in education is important. You spoke of the diversity of the different education boards that we have. I think centralization in a country such as ours is an age-old debate, a debate that goes back to when the constitution itself was framed. Look, as far as the NTA is concerned, yes, there have been lapses.
Now is the time to question those very foundations, because you're looking at lakhs of students at the moment.
Let me put it this way. The Tamil Nadu government wants an exemption from NEET. Right, the state of Tamil Nadu wants an exemption from NEET. That is simply not feasible. Right, it's not feasible. You can't exempt one state and not exempt any of the other states. Right, this is a question of equality. That's an Article 14 violation. You can't, and also, right, we need certain standards to be maintained when students enter the medical field. Right, whatever be the follies and of the NTA, there has been accountability. Accountability has been fixed. An investigation is underway. The leaks that have been spoken of are in Bihar and Gujarat. There are two states where the police is under the control of the ruling NDA. Whether the opposition likes it or not, I trust Prime Minister Modi to fix this problem. He's been given a mandate for a third consecutive time. The only Prime Minister after Pandit Nehru to get a third consecutive mandate from the people of India. Do they trust the opposition? I don't think so. The opposition has absolutely no solution to offer. The opposition is problem-oriented. I have not heard Rahul Gandhi say once that this is my solution to fix paper leaks. Then you look at what the government has done. They've got a comprehensive bill, right, that criminalizes the leakage of papers. This is a societal problem. This is a human problem. They can easily speak about NEET, Akanksha, when they reply to the motion of thanks. If they reply to the motion of thanks that was to be tabled by Sudhanshu ji in the Rajya Sabha and that was tabled by Anurag Thakur ji in the Lok Sabha, they can easily have spoken about NEET. They could have used all their time to reply to the motion of thanks to speak about NEET. The speaker could not have stopped them. And they also don't know how the muting of mics works. The Lok Sabha speaker and the chairman of the Rajya Sabha don't have the mic mute button. Right? It is controlled by a panel of experts, basically. And if you don't mute the mic, when you do a show, Akanksha, what do you say? Please unmute yourself or mute yourself. On a Zoom call, you mute people so you can hear everybody. So they don't even know how that works. The opposition and the Congress party thinks it's got 99 seats and they think they won the election. They think that they've been given a carte blanche to the people of India to disrupt every session of parliament. This is not even a full session.
All right,
if I can just make my point, there is a budget session coming up. Raise it there. Table a motion. You are insulting the president. The leaders have insulted the presidents. The Congress party, I want you to ask the spokesperson, Akanksha, of the Congress party, do you have a solution for paper leaks? Here is your time, madam.
That is exactly what I was about to come to. Pooja Tripathi, you are saying that the parliament didn't give you time. Let's hope that, you know, your voice is being heard by the Radhakrishnan committee as well. Make your points right now. And while you do that, please address the double speak. In your manifesto, you said that you will make the NEET paper optional. The CUET will be made optional. Okay? Agree? But let's also not forget that you were the one who recommended the NEET examination back in the year 2010.
So it's exactly like saying that, you know, we inaugurated the Terminal 1, so we are responsible for, we built the Terminal 1, so we are responsible for its falling.
That is exactly why I'm saying it is not a partisan issue. It should be a bipartisan issue because that is what the president also said. So I'm glad you've in fact made my point easier.
What is the solution?
Will you let me complete?
Yes, please go ahead.
That's defending NT is actually defending Modi. We are not here discussing Modi, third term, Modi after Jawaharlal.
What is the solution, Pooja? What is it that you wanted to say in the parliament?
Let me complete. This arrogance.
Please, Abhishek and Sanju, let Pooja make her point. Pooja.
This arrogance of passing on the blame baton to the coaching centers, to the parents, to the opposition, this won't work. What is your solution?
Because it is time to examine the exams.
I want to answer that.
Why is NEET examination not...
solution? Do you have a solution for the paper leaks? Do you have a single point solution? How would you fix paper leaks? How would
Pooja, how does Congress plan to address in the parliament is what I want to ask you. Where is the accountability? Just with the government alone?
Exactly. The panelist is saying there's a budget session. The students has been on streets for 24 days. Give some grace for God's sake to the students of the country. There's a budget session. You can take it up there.
What is your solution?
Pooja, you are losing out on precious time. Sanju, you've also made your time. In fact, Sanju, I give you 15 seconds. Pooja, I gave you time to speak, but you kept on harping on the budget session point. That was a point Abhishek was making. You should have rebutted it.
What is the solution? This still don't have a solution.
Sanju, I give you 15 seconds. Yes,
Abhishek,
let Sanju make a point, and I'd like to end with Vivek's closing thoughts. Sanju, please go ahead.
You know, Akanksha, I think you have to salute the Modi government, particularly the Deputy Chief Minister of Bihar, Vijay Kumar Sinha, who actually took the bull by the horns and said that, you know, the biggest scam in NEET has happened thanks to a gentleman called Preetam Yadav, the personal secretary of Akhilesh Yadav, who helped a gentleman called Sikandar Yadav to give the NEET paper 24 hours in advance to a student, Anurag Yadav. Anurag Yadav has named and shamed Preetam Yadav, the close confidant of Akhilesh Yadav. He's a student. Anurag Yadav is not a politician. Why is Rahul Gandhi not asking questions of Akhilesh Yadav? Why is Rahul Gandhi not asking questions of Preetam Yadav?
And why just Akhilesh Yadav? Let's not forget that, in fact, the DMK has questioned their stance. The DMK has gone on to say that Congress has no right to, in fact, question NEET because, in fact, they've gone on to talk about Congress's own integrity. The DMK has attacked their own stance. Vivek,
Exactly.
Please go ahead and make your point in 15 seconds. I'd like you to end this discussion with your closing thoughts.
See, Akansha, these people who are running these rackets for paper leak, and they are like termites and moles eating our education system and health system. They are more dangerous than terrorists. If all people are really concerned, the people belonging to BJP, because we have voted them for the third time coming in power, it's their responsibility, and it's a big opportunity because the educated middle class are the ones who are standing with them since they were having 2 seats only in Lok Sabha, and now they are having third-term government. So if the political parties are really serious, first, number one, they should declare voluntarily, all parties, that anyone involved in these cases will be expelled from the party and will never be taken by any political party. Number two, in the Public Examinations Act 2024, which was enacted just a week back, there is only the maximum punishment is of 5 years only. Why not they talking about the issues? Why not they talking about the clauses in the law? Only 5 years punishment. And do you know this Sanjeev Mukhya, the kingpin? His son is there in the jail for the BPSC teachers recruitment case. And what they are saying that we will come out on the bail and we will again go to jail, but this will keep running. This is the kind of daring they have against the system. Because
thank you so much for making that point, Vivek Thakur. But you know, let's not forget that when you talk about an education system, just like the health system, the moral responsibility and the, in fact, onus just doesn't lie with the government alone. It is we the people, and which is why I'd like to allude to the President's speech, which said that it should not be made a partisan issue. On that note, many thanks to you, ladies and gentlemen, for joining in on this discussion.